About a month after releasing the Super Nintendo Classic, I finally got a console for myself. And of course, once we got a new shipment in, it pretty much immediately sold out. But they've already gotten way more Super Nintendo Classics in than regular Nintendo Classics. But again, like I've said before, I think the Nintendo Classic isn't that big of a deal because I think all of those games you can get on the Virtual Console for the 3DS or the Wii U or whatever. With the Super Nintendo Classic, there are a bunch of games you cannot get on any of those Virtual Consoles, including Star Fox 2, which was never released. So I figured I'd do like a quick unboxing and do some gameplay videos later on. So yeah, let's just open it up. Right after all this time waiting, I get to play the Super Nintendo once again. And of course I played a bunch of these games before, but then there are a bunch of games that I never got to play. Because either I didn't buy them or whatever. I bought the Super Nintendo kind of at the end of its life cycle. So it was like super cheap by the time I got it. So it says Super NES console. It's a super retro blast from the past with the return of the all-time fan favorite Super Nintendo Entertainment System. This mini-sized Super NES Classic Edition system is packed with over 20 pre-installed classic Super Nintendo Entertainment System games from the 90s, fully loaded and ready to play using original-style Super NES Classic controllers. Although there was like this huge ordeal about, because this was how the system looked in the US, but if you got a European version or a Japanese version, it looked more like the Famicom system, and then it had the colored A, B, and X, Y buttons. Anyways, console Super NES. Oh, that's just different languages. I guess it's the same thing. And Super NES Classic controller. Play classic Super Nintendo Entertainment System games the way they were meant to be played on a full-size original Super NES controller. Just plug it in and you're ready to go. Includes all of the original features, control pad for quick control and movement, A, B, X, and Y buttons for rapid fire action, special L and R shoulder buttons, and select and start for menu selection and pausing the game. I remember also when I had a Super Nintendo, I had one of those turbo controllers where you can like flip this little switch and then like it'll do a bunch of button clicks in one press. And in the games, Contra 3: The Alien Wars, I don't believe I ever played. Donkey Kong Country, of course I played. Earthbound, never played. Final Fantasy 3, I ended up playing a remake later on, I think on the Game Boy Advance, which was like Final Fantasy 4 or 5 or something, I don't know. I keep forgetting. F-Zero, never played. Kirby's Dream Course, never played. Kirby Superstar, never played. I have played some Kirby games though. Mega Man X, never played. Secret of Mana, never played, but I've heard a lot about, and I definitely want to play that. Star Fox, I have played. Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, never played. I was always more of a Mortal Kombat person, not a Street Fighter person. Super Castlevania 4, I don't think I played that. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, never played. Super Mario Kart, I'm pretty sure I played that. I know I played Mario Kart on the 64 and then of course on the Switch. Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, that is easily like my top 3 favorite games ever. Super Mario RPG, that's up in there with The Elder Scrolls, Oblivion, and stuff like that. Super Mario World, I played that so many times on the Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, the Wii U Virtual Console, and all that stuff. And I've like 100%ed that game multiple times. Super Metroid, never played. I tried playing the original Metroid on my 3DS Virtual Console, but I don't know, I couldn't get through. I didn't know how to make her a ball to get through the course or whatever. So I was just stuck there, and I was pressing all the buttons, and there was nothing in the manual to help me. Anyways, Super Punch-Out, never played. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, never played. And Yoshi's Island, which I have played. I think I might have 100%ed that one too. Anyways, let's just open this up finally. I'm sure some people just skipped the unboxing part because they don't care about what's on the outside of the box or what I played or what I didn't play. Super NES, Super NES, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, whatever you want to call it. And what is this? Oh, I guess this is just some big old poster. This reminds me of the posters you would get on the old consoles. Like I got this with Sega Genesis. I think I got this with the Super Nintendo. I don't fully remember. It just tells you some of the games. Then it has like some pictures and junk. And then the back, what is on the back? Startup instructions. Okay, I probably won't need that because, you know, I'm not stupid. No hate for all the other people out there who don't understand it or have never played a Super Nintendo. And yeah, this is a full size, because I played the Super Nintendo like maybe when I was a young teenager, maybe, can't fully remember. So I guess it seems like the same size, because my hands weren't fully developed, but they're almost developed. And then the plug. Oh yeah, I forgot, it comes with 2 controllers, so yeah, that's cool. The Nintendo Classic only came with 1 controller. Comes with an HDMI cable. Micro USB to USB, which plugs into the wall outlet. And then of course, the console itself. So mini, so small, so classic. Power, reset, eject. Oh well, you can't eject because there's no cartridges to go in there. So micro USB, HDMI out. Nothing on the sides. I guess you don't put the controllers in that way. Right? How do you plug in the controller? Okay, so this thing opens up, and that's where you plug the controllers in. That looks like a Wii plug or Wii U plug. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe you can use these like on the Wii and the Wii U for virtual console games, because I never got one of those classic controllers to play virtual console games. And you can only play certain games on the virtual console if you have a classic controller, which is kind of stupid. But anyways, yeah. So for reference, Super Nintendo Classic, Mini, whatever you want to call it, and new 3DS XL. So yeah, it's pretty small. And has little rubber feet to keep it from slipping. There's a quick unboxing of the Super Nintendo Classic, or Mini, or whatever you want to call it. I also did a little measurement of the different cables. HDMI and controller cables are about 4.5 feet long, and the power cable is about 5 feet long. So just for reference, in case you guys plan on getting this, figure out how you want to set up everything, how it's going to be to the TV and how far away from the TV you can be, because I think the original Nintendo Classic controllers were only like 2 or 3 feet length cable or something. Like you had to sit really close, but whatever. So again, I will be trying to upload, maybe even live stream some Super Nintendo Classic gameplay in the future. Don't know when, because school is kind of kicking my ass, and of course there's work and everything. And I'm still just releasing a bunch of other Nintendo gameplay videos that I did with Jordan and Maddie. I did it a while back. We just played for hours and hours, and then I just cut it up, and I've been releasing it throughout these months. So yeah, but I will try and squeeze some Super Nintendo gameplay in there whenever I can, and maybe even some live stream. So yeah, subscribe if you want to see that. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, or just appreciated me doing it. And I hope you guys can get one. I really, really hope it's not as rare as the Nintendo Classic, and scalpers don't really just overthrow everybody, because that's just BS. I'm not selling it. I'm not keeping it in storage. I'm gonna actually play it. But that's it. That's all I got to say. Again, thumbs up, subscribe, etc. I guess that's it. See you guys later.